Okay, so I'll do a video for you how I do the kefir. Don't mind the way I look. It's been a crazy day. Okay, so here are my kefir grains, and I keep it covered with a like a cloth lid so it's breathable. If you don't have that, you can use like a coffee filter or a paper towel, and then just put a rubber band around it. We use when I do two batches, and I don't because I only have one lid. We use Joe has like the non-bleach organic coffee filters. I don't drink coffee, that's why I say Joe. But we put that over it because I don't like the bleach from the paper towels and all of that. So I just make sure it's covered with something like that. But I'll show you how I make the grains. But a couple other things, you'll need like a wooden spoon. You don't want to use anything metal or anything or stainless steel or anything with it because it will kill the grains. So of my sifter, this is my sifter and it's a mesh netting. And I have a small one, even though I'm doing it over my big blender, because when I first was doing it, I was doing it over a small thing. And I'm like, wait, I'm just making a smoothie out of it. But the problem is when you get bigger ones, the holes are bigger. So I kind of, I deal with the little one, which isn't even that difficult to deal with. But I wish they had a bigger one. But I'm always, if you ever find one for me, it's got to be the mesh netting, not the stainless steel netting or even plastic. I can hate, even though this is plastic, but I don't let my kefir, try not to have my kefir touch it to get the plastics in there. But it has to be the mesh netting. Okay, so what I do is I make them into smoothies. So I have raw organic cashews in the bottom, some mangoes, blueberries, and spinach, and then the kefir liquid would be my liquid for it. So what I do is I take the lid off, and then I'm trying to see if I can get you to see. You can see like this nice thick layer on top. That is that's a lot of the grains. But I just do it. I give it a quick stir. Kind of get everything working inside there. And I already have my other jar, so I use a wide mouth mason jar. So obviously glass, obviously no metal, things like that. And then really I just pour this in to my strainer. And hold on, normally I get a paper towel because it drips. So I do just put that on there. I don't use a ton of paper towels, but I do when I use the kefir. And I dripped anyway. And then really I just use my wooden spoon. Let me see if you can see that. And you can see, hold on, oh, that's on the inside. Like the liquid just kind of going in as I'm sifting through. So all the liquid's going in, and then what's left are the grains. So I'll take a scoop out, and I'll see if I don't want to drop any. If I can show you, so you can see like those grains here. And then I just put them right into the new mason jar here. And then I just keep repeating this process. Again, if I had a bigger strainer, I could probably do a lot more at once, but I'm dealing with a little guy for right now. And I just keep stirring. And eventually you'll see the liquid coming up through the bottom. Like you can see it like rising. And these grains, they're from my friend Amanda, who I'm getting our chickens from because I'm so sad she's moving to Idaho. She's an amazing homesteader. These are ancient grains. Can't remember how long, but they've just been alive and kicking, and they're amazing. And in the summer, they reproduce and they grow a ton. So winter months, they slow down. So, but the summer months, they just really, with the humidity, they really propagate and double and just keep growing. In fact, I actually have two more, I think, in my fridge that I put to sleep. So if you need to put them to sleep, like they can go to sleep for really even good 2 months. They can stay in the fridge. Every month I'll like rotate them out and use them and put these back just so that I don't waste them. But once you put them in the fridge, you'll do what I'm going to show you. What like you'll take like in fact, actually, if you want grains and I give you grains, you'll take the little container I give you, and then you will let it sit on your counter and you'll propagate it. And then you wouldn't necessarily have to dump out the milk I give you because I would give you fresh milk. But like if you had them sleeping in your fridge, you would then put it out on your counter to waken them up essentially. And then you'll see them start to separate, and that's when you know they'll be ready. Depending on how long they've been asleep for and depending on how healthy the grain, sometimes it really only takes 24 hours. I do mine. I did mine. I'm doing it late today because we actually just had to come back from Gaffney. So the first thing I eat in my day is a fermented food. So whether it's kefir or homemade sauerkraut, I try to make sure it's a fermented, good probiotic food as my first meal. And I do intermittent fasting. So I really only eat between 3 o'clock and 8 o'clock. But today was kind of crazy and we had to leave. So it's 6:27 or 6:24 right now, and I still haven't eaten yet. So that's I'm doing the grains late. And this will be my first meal for the day. And then I'll be making dinner. So I'm gonna have my kefir smoothie, and then we'll have dinner. What was I gonna say about? Oh, so these were done yesterday, probably about 3 or 4 o'clock. So it's been 24, 25, so about 26 hours as it's been fermenting. All right, this should be my last little bit here. All right. Oh, so you can see how the milk rose in there. Okay, so I'm going to take the last of my grains, put in here. So you can see there's even a lot of grains in there. I probably could split this in half right now because there is so much, but I already have so many going. All right, so what I'll do is I'll actually put this on the blender, but for right now, just to finish off and show you, let me just take a paper towel here. I do make sure I wipe off my lids. Like if you can see how I have a little bit of kefir grains there, because if the milk isn't touching that, I don't know. I just worry about, if it ferments without the milk touching it, I don't know if that would create a problem. So I just make sure I just clean off my rim. I do fill the milk to about here, like right above the word Azure. I get all my my canning jars from Azure Standard. I feel like a little bit better than Ball, but I'll fill the milk right up to there. So make sure it's clean, any part that the milk won't be in. All right, so let me get the milk. Don't mind my mess in my kitchen if you're staring. It was bread making day. So, all right, so then I just, again, shake up the raw milk. And I just really pour it right on there. I fill it all the way up to a little bit past the word Azure. And you can fill it up however much you want. Like the other day, when we were running out of milk, I only filled it up to here and it was fine. It gave me enough and Joe enough to have the kefir smoothie. But we have a ton in the fridge for Connor. So we try to make sure we all have at least one kefir smoothie a day just for the probiotic piece to it. And I have a ton of kefir smoothies in the fridge because it just makes so much. Then I put the lid on and I just keep it on my counter over there until the next day when I'm ready to make it again. I hope this is helpful.